Can you feel it? That stirring, like something big is about to happen just around the corner. Some of us believe we are on the threshold of a new world. While many will mourn the metaphoric fall of Babylon the Great, our modern society built on greed, corruption, and an anti-human agenda, we can choose to see the collapse as a sacred reckoning, a necessary challenge that calls us to build something better. Many are asking, where do we go from here? And like other great turning points in history, this moment is marked by uncertainty, confusion, and the unraveling of systems that no longer serve us. These systems are unsustainable, and in an age saturated with misinformation and illusion mixed with propaganda, it's hard to know who to trust or what to believe. But instead of fearing the collapse of a corrupt and unsustainable culture and system, we can choose to meet this moment with clear eyes and an open heart. But first, we need to be honest with ourselves. The new world will not rise from the same broken foundations. Politics and organized religion based on control and profit-driven institutions have had their chance, and the result is a planet plagued by endless wars, ecological devastation, and the unspeakable loss of innocent human lives. If we are to usher in the golden age of Aquarius, it will be through a combined effort of community, creating a parallel system, one that is self-sustaining, spiritually aligned with humanity, and one that makes theirs obsolete. What comes next depends on you and I. Before we look at history and the last golden age, let's remember the philosopher and great teacher Socrates, who taught us the Socratic method, where we question everything and then question it again until we come to a deeper understanding and truth. In the mid-14th century, across Europe, the plague had swept through villages, towns, and cities with terrifying speed. Somewhere between 25 and 50 million people perished. That was nearly half of the population of Europe, gone in a few short years. After every fall comes a rise. As Europe began to heal from the devastations of the Black Death or the pandemic, something extraordinary began to stir, a cultural rebirth that would be known as the Italian Renaissance. As the old system collapsed, we witnessed the revival of classical wisdom and a bold new philosophy. New wealth rose, and many inventors, artists, writers, and thinkers were freed from the rigid roles of survival or religious duty. Instead of being tied to working 40 hours a week for a corporation that doesn't pay a living wage, these inventors, these thinkers, these creative minds were free to explore and to study and rediscover the forgotten wisdom and texts that were left behind by former master teachers such as Socrates and Plato. When the printing press was invented in the 1400s by Gutenberg, most people couldn't read. Following the invention were books, and these were rare and expensive and only reserved for the wealthy and the clergy. So the average person got their news through word of mouth, public announcements, religious sermons, or town criers who would shout the latest proclamations in their village. The invention of the printing press paved the way for widespread literacy and education reform and the sharing of ideas. And this created a revolution, a turning point. The Golden Age, or the Renaissance, can be looked at as a spiritual resurgence. Encoded in the brushworks and the symphonies and in the architecture was light. And the dark ages of the modern world is behind us. Well, not quite. We're still in the in-between. But this is now the time. The time is now. We can learn from history. Our grandparents and our ancestors knew how to grow their own food. This is something that modern society has lost connection to, is the land, and to each other, and to community. We are isolated behind a computer screen with access to the world at a touch. We carry the world in our pockets. And just as the Renaissance followed the Black Death or the pandemic, like a sunrise after the longest night, we now stand at the edge of another great becoming, a chance to birth a new golden age into our modern world. The powers that were have fumbled the script, and honestly, whoever cast them as rulers of humanity anyway? As timelines split and new realities form, remember this: you're not crazy, you're not alone, and you're not lost. Maybe you're here to be a co-creator. It's time to step into your authenticity and your truth and create and form and build with your community and like minds just like you that want to see a better world, not just for yourself to live in, but for your children and the future of humanity. Start envisioning the world that you want to see, not the one that currently exists, because the one that currently exists is collapsing. It's only a matter of time.